Hello students, so we are again here with a new topic in thermodynamics, and today's topic for you is entropy and entropy change. Before going to the topic, let me introduce myself. I am Pardeep Kaur, lecturer in chemistry, and today's topic, that is entropy. Before going to entropy change, we must know what is entropy. So our first thing will be to know something about entropy. Entropy is basically a measure of disorder. It is a measure of disorder or randomness of a system or a substance. System is also a substance, and a substance is also a system. Substance or a system. Now, what does this mean? What does disorder or randomness mean? This means that if the particles of a system, if they are ordered, there is lesser force between the constituent particles. That means they are more disordered. They are at randomness. They are randomly wandering here and there. That measure of disorder, that measure of randomness is known as entropy. So what does the entropy signify? It signifies that if you have more disorder, we say that the substance has greater entropy. And if it has lesser disorder means its particles are close, they are compact, they are very close to each other. That means disorder is less. If disorder is less, then it will have lower entropy. So entropy has directly a link with the disorder of the particles of a system or the randomness of particles of a system. That means greater the disorder, higher will be the entropy, and vice versa. If disorder is lower, then lower will be the entropy. So we can say that entropy is a measure of disorder or randomness of a substance. Now, disorder of a substance depends upon temperature. That means if you raise the temperature of a system, the entropy will also change. That means if you increase the temperature, the entropy will also increase. So temperature is directly proportional to entropy, or entropy is directly proportional to temperature. That means on raising temperature of a system, on raising temperature of a substance, its entropy also changes, and vice versa. Now suppose now we move to some say entropy change. What is entropy change now? Entropy change. Entropy change now means, here entropy, let me go back to entropy. It is designated by capital S. S stands for this entropy. Now, as far as entropy change is concerned, it is denoted by delta S. Delta for change and S for entropy. Now, this concept, that is entropy change concept, it comes into play only when a system, so it is, suppose it is a system, it changes to some other system. System A has changed to B. Reactants A have changed to B. Then there may be entropy change. And suppose this is system A. Its entropy, suppose, is SA. That is entropy of this. Suppose its entropy is SB. So how I will find the entropy change? Delta S will be SB minus SA. So what is now entropy change? Entropy change is the entropy of product minus entropy of reactant. In other words, if I consider A as a system and I consider B as surroundings, then delta S will be equal to SS, that is entropy of surroundings, minus entropy of system, SYS. This is how entropy change can be determined, or we can also determine entropy change like this. Entropy change is S final. S final means final entropy, that is entropy of the product, final product, minus S initial. S initial means initial entropy. If we subtract this initial entropy from the final entropy, we will get change in entropy, or simply entropy change. Now, suppose if a system brings a change, it forms B. Suppose it absorbs some amount of energy, say Q, or it evolves some amount of energy, suppose Q. So what is Q here now? Q, suppose, is heat absorbed or heat evolved in a reversible, important thing, reversible isothermal process. Now what is this process? Reversible means this is forward reaction and this is backward. This is a reversible process. So process should be reversible. One. Another, it should be isothermal. Iso means same, thermal means temperature. So its temperature should be same. So if we have such a process which is reversible and isothermal, and suppose when a change has taken place, either Q amount of heat has been evolved or Q amount of heat has been absorbed at constant temperature. These are the conditions at constant temperature. Under these conditions, I will repeat the conditions. It's a reversible process. One, isothermal process, constant temperature, that is isothermal means constant temperature. Under these conditions, if Q amount of heat is absorbed or Q amount of heat is evolved, then delta S can be determined by this formula. Delta S will be equal to Q reversible, Q means amount of heat, Q reversible upon T, or delta H by T. What is delta H? Enthalpy change. So this is how we can determine entropy change. As far as the units of this are concerned, its units can be calculated like this. Now what is this? Enthalpy change. Or what is this? Q. Q is energy. So what are the units of this Q? Joules. So what will be the units of this entropy? They are joules per Kelvin per mole. These are the units of entropy change, unit of entropy change in SI system. Joules per Kelvin per mole. Now, let me come to a situation. Suppose I have a cylinder. This is a cylinder. It has a certain substance in it, that is, it is system. It has a piston here, and piston is frictionless and weightless. Suppose this is a piston. Suppose this is a piston. This is weightless and frictionless. And suppose this is cylinder, and it is in contact with a reservoir. So this is the reservoir here. And this process is insulated. This whole system is insulated. And if it is insulated, then it will be an example of isolated system. If this is the condition, and suppose it changes volume from V1 to V2, then two situations arise. Now what are those two situations? Entropy changes in two cases. First case will be entropy change in case of expansion. Now see, when there is expansion, let us find what will be the entropy change. The entropy change of the system, that is delta S of the system, will be given by Q reversible, which I just told you, upon T. Okay, this is the system, and this is the reservoir, another part of this. Its entropy will be S reservoir. It will be negative of Q reversible upon T. So what is the total change in this entropy change in expansion? We will just sum it up. That is delta S system plus delta S reservoir. Let us add these. That is Q reversible upon T plus minus Q reversible. It will become negative upon T. What will be its net product? It will be 0. So in expansion, the net entropy change is 0. Now coming to compression stage, that is entropy, second case. Then it will complete one cycle after we go to the compression. Entropy change in case of compression. Now let us see. First it was system, it was reservoir. This was forward. Now we have to reverse. We have to take this. Now it will become, this reservoir will become system, and this will become reservoir. So what will be the delta S? Now we have to reverse the reaction. Now the delta SYS will be negative of Q reversible, opposite of first case, and delta S reservoir will be positive of this, positive Q reversible upon T. Let us add these two. On adding, we will get again 0 minus Q reversible plus Q reversible upon T, that will give you 0. Now this is 1 0, this is another 0. This completes one cycle. So now let us see, when one cycle gets completed, what is the total entropy change? The total entropy change is 0. See, 0 and 0. If it had it been 1, I must have told you that there is increase in entropy. If it would have been minus, I would have told you that the entropy has decreased. So there is no change in net entropy change. So such a system where there is no entropy change is known as a state function. So entropy and entropy change. So entropy and entropy change are state functions. They are state function. Why? I will write that. Why this is called a state function? Because total entropy change in completing one cycle, what was the total entropy change? Was 0. That is why entropy is a state function. And with this we come to the end of this topic, that is entropy and entropy change. And thank you very much. That's all for today.